ஹாய் ஹலோ வெல்கம் பேக் டியர் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ். இன்றைக்கி நம்ம பார்க்க போகிற லெசன் என்னென்னு பார்த்தோம்னா +1, அதாவது 11th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் CBSE ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லெசன் கம்ப்யூட்டர் சிஸ்டம் ஓவர்வியூ அதுதான் பார்க்க போகிறோம். ஸோ ஆல்ரெடி நம்மளோட சேனலில் வந்து பார்த்தோன்னா பார்ட் 1 வந்து அப்லோட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஸோ இப்போ நான் வந்து என்ன அப்லோட் பண்ண போகிறேன்னா பார்ட் 2 தான். ஸோ உங்களுக்கு இந்த லெசனில் ஏதாவது டவுட் இருந்தால் எனக்கு கமெண்ட்ஸ் பண்ணுங்கள். அதே மாதிரி ப்ளீஸ் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் மை சேனல் and like and do the follow. Okay, so now we are moving to the section. So last class we have seen that bits and nibble, byte, kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte, exabyte, zettabyte, yottabyte. So like this we have seen all the bits versions and all. Okay, so இப்போ next நம்ம என்ன பார்க்க போகிறோம் அப்படின்னா we are going to talk about the primary memory. ஸோ இங்கே primary memoryன்றது என்னன்னா it stores the data temporarily, secondary memory stores data permanently. ஸோ primary memoryன்னு பார்க்கும்போது actually it is inbuilt in the computer. ஸோ இதில் வந்து டேட்டாஸ் எல்லாமே டெம்ப்ரரியாக நம்ம ஸ்டோர் பண்ணிக்கிறதுக்காக மட்டும்தான் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம். பட் இதே செகண்டரி மெமரியில் வந்து பார்த்தோம்னா we can store the data permanently for later use. ஸோ லேட்டர் யூஸ்க்காக நம்ம அந்த டேட்டாவை பர்மனெண்ட்டாக நம்மளால் ஸ்டோர் பண்ண முடியும். ஈவன் சிடி, டிவிடி, அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து பார்த்தோன்னா பென் ட்ரைவ், எஸ்டி கார்டு, இதில் வந்து நம்மளோட டேட்டாவை ஃபார் லேட்டர் யூஸ்க்காக நம்ம ஸ்டோர் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கலாம். So common secondary storage media are the hard disk, pen drive and pen drive and etc. So just now only I told you that storage devices name hard disk, pen drive, CD, DVD and everything. And it is also known as storage devices. ஸோ இது வந்து லேட்டர் பர்பஸ்க்காக நம்ம இந்த டேட்டாஸ் எல்லாமே ஸ்டோர் பண்ணி வைக்கிறதுனால, இல்லைனா ஃப்யூச்சர் பர்பஸ்க்காக இந்த டேட்டாஸ் எல்லாமே நம்ம ஸ்டோர் பண்ணுறதுனால it is known as storage devices. And then next one, parts of main memory. Parts of main memory or primary memory. Now we are going to talk about the parts of the primary or main memory. Okay, so RAM is the memory's RAM. The memory cells can be accessed for information transfer from any desired random location. So இங்க வந்து பார்த்தோம்னா இந்த RAMல வந்து the memory cells can be accessed for information. ஸோ இந்த மெமரியில் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம்னா டேட்டாஸ் எல்லாத்தையுமே வந்து ஆக்சஸ் பண்ணும். ஸோ ரேண்டமாக வந்து எந்த லொக்கேஷனில் வேணால் அது ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணிக்கும். ஸோ இதுதான் வந்து RAM. That is the process of locating a word in memory is the same and requires an equal amount of memory. Thus the name random access. So அதே சமயத்தில் it is a process of locating a word in memory. ஸோ அந்த நேம்லேயே கூட தெரியும், that is random access memory. So randomly it will access the data and randomly it will store the data in the memory. So that's why we are call it as random access. It is volatile memory. So what is mean by volatile memory means whenever the system is shut down or power off, all the data will be erased from the RAM. So that is known as volatile memory. So here RAM chips are the volatile memory. So this RAM is this primary memory is the volatile memory. And here the RAM chips in a computer can be of two types. So this RAM has two types. What are they means? First one is DRAM and second one is the static RAM. So DRAM means that is the dynamic RAM. So these are made up of transistor and capacitor. So you know how the transistor and capacitor will be. So on the motherboard we can see the transistor and capacitor. It will used for the sending the data. Okay, and it is full of made up of this transistor and capacitors only. So today's DRAM chip have memory access time. So nowadays we are using the DRAM. That DRAM chips have memory access time, that is time taken to produce data from the memory. So how much time it's taking to take the data from the memory, so that time is known as the memory access time, so that ranging from below 22 to 70 nanoseconds. So we know that this is a nanosecond, so fraction of second it will take the data from the memory. We can easily that will easily access the data from the memory, so that is known as the dynamic RAM. Next one is the static RAM. These are made up of flip-flops and offer faster access times, about 10 nanoseconds than DRAM. So actually this static RAM, what it will do means it is made up of flip-flops. That is, flip-flop means one is up and another one is down, or else we can say the coin has two faces, one is head and another one is the tail. Like this it will have 0 and 1s. So whenever it is on we will say 1, whenever it is off we can say 0. So like this it is made up of flip-flops and often faster access time. So it is it has more faster access time. So how we can say means 10 nanoseconds than DRAM. So in DRAMs we have 20 to 70 nanoseconds, but here comparing to DRAM it has only 10 nanoseconds only. So these two are the types of RAM. And now we are going to talk about next one. The static RAMs are thus used in specialized application, while dynamic RAMs are used in the primary storage section of the most computer. So we know that the accessing time, the data access time is more fast in static RAM. So we can use the static RAMs for accessing the application. So we can use this static RAM in the applications also, while dynamic DRAMs are used in the primary memory storage section. So this is the static RAM and then dynamic RAM. Now we are going to talk about ROM, that is read only memory. It is a memory unit that performs the read operation only. So here we can do only the reading, we can't write any data in the memory. So whatever we have stored in that memory we can read that. So that is a read only memory. It doesn't have a write capability, so we can't write any writing options here. This implies that the binary information stored in a ROM is made permanent during the hardware production of the unit and cannot be altered by writing different modes into it. So here what you are saying means all the information that will be stored in the form of binary only. So the data will be stored permanently in ROM. Okay, so we can't do any overwriting also. So that is the ROM. We can read, that's all. Other than we can't alter or we can't write anything on anything with the data. Okay, so this is the read only memory. Now ROM however is slower than RAM. So it is very slower than ROM. So it has various types. The first one is the PROM. So how we can say this means programmable read only memory, also called OTP. OTP means not one time password, this is the one time programmable. So PROM is called as the one-time programmable. It is a user programmable memory. So who is creating this memory? User only creating this memory, in which information is burned using special equipment called ROM burner. So with the help of the ROM burner we can write the data, okay, into the memory. So that is known as the PROM. Actually you know about the CD-ROM, how the CD-ROM is working. The same way this ROM burner also working here. Okay, it is mainly used for writing the data, okay, in the memory. Now we are going to talk about EPROM. EPROM means erasable programmable read only memory. And what is this appearance means one can program the memory chip and erase it many times as needed. So we can program this one and whenever we want we can erase the data. So whenever we store it, we can store the data. So it has some feature. And the UV EPROM can take up to 20 minutes for erasing EPROM content. So what are the data we have stored in EPROM? So we have a thing that is UV EPROM. So what it will do means whatever we have stored in the EPROM, it will erase the content. So how much time it will take means nearly it will take 20 minutes for erasing the content. So next one is the EEPROM. Here I made a mistake, that is EEPROM, that means electrically erasable programmable read only memory. So actually what it will do means this EEPROM is erased electrically. which is faster. Okay, so comparing to that EEPROM, this is EEPROM is will erase the content very faster because it is electrically we are erasing the data. Although also with EEPROM, selective bytes can be erased, unlike UV EEPROM, which is erased fully. So we know already we learned in EEPROM. In EEPROM, we used to learn UV EEPROM. What it will do means it will erase the content fully. But here in EEPROM, we have using electrically erasable read-only memory. So what it will do means which content, which part we don't want, that part alone it will delete. So it has some good quality. And next one, flash EEPROM. So what does that mean? It's like a EEPROM. So it is also similar to EEPROM, that is electrically erasable programmable read-only memory, but is very fast comparatively. So comparing to EEPROM, this flash EEPROM is very fast. Okay, also it erases fully and not selectively. So what it will do means it's like a PROM. So how we are deleting the data, the same way it will delete the entire content or full content, not the selective one. And next one, that is mask ROM. It refers to a kind of ROM. This is also one kind of ROM only, in which the contents are programmed by IC manufacturer. So here all the content that is programmed by the IC manufacturer. So it is not a user programmable ROM. So before and all we seen the types of ROM and all. Okay, so all these ROMs are created by the user. User only did the program for storing the content and deleting the content. But here this RAM mask RAM is the contents are programmed by the IC manufacturer. So I think now we can understand the types of RAM and the ROM here. Next we are moving to the topic that is cache memory. Okay, CACHE, how to pronounce this word means cache, CASH. That sounds only we should get. So this is the cache memory. So what is the special means? It is a special high-speed storage mechanism. So comparing to other prime ROM, RAM, so here we can store the data very fastly. It can be either a reserved section of main memory or an independent high-speed storage devices or even on CPU chip. So how it will be act means it is act like a reserved section of the main memory, or else it is an independent high-speed storage devices and also even on CPU chip. So it is acting like a different methods, like a main memory, like a storage memory and CPU chip. Okay, and next point, whenever some data is recorded, the CPU first looks in the cache. So if you want to fetch some data in the memory means, first what it will do means it will go and check in the cache memory. Okay, so of it there or not, so it will be that content will be there or not, like that it will check it. If the data is found in cache, CPU doesn't access memory. So when it's checking the data, if it is found the data in the cache memory, but it will not do anything, it will not access that content, and hence the process becomes very fast. So how it will access means, again it will go and check the main memory. In that it will have some memory address. With the help of that it will go and take the data and it will do the process. So this is the cache memory. And one more point also they are given here. The data is found in cache, it is called cache hit. So whenever we are finding data in the cache, if it is found the data, that process is known as cache hit, and the effectiveness of the cache is judged by its hit rate. Okay, so how we are finding this effectiveness means how many data we are storing in the data. That hit rates, based on the hit rates only we are going to measure its effectiveness. So 90% of the time the process is working, it is accessing information from cache. So 95% the time the process, how the process is working means accessing the information from the cache memory only. Okay, so now we are moving to the topic that is storage device. We already know very well about the storage devices. Nowadays in real time life also, everybody we have the USB device, that is pen drive, CD, DVD, like this. We have more devices. The devices used for storing the data for future purpose. So here we are going to learn more about the storage unit. So computer needs to store and retrieve data for processing. So here you know that what the CPU will do. So CPU, what it will do means it will process the data. So here the data will be stored and retrieved, and it will do the processing also. Since primary memory has a limited storage capacity and it is not permanent, so we know about the RAM and ROM. So it is the primary memory, and it will store the data for a temporary purpose only, not a permanent, and it has a less storage capacity. But comparing to secondary storage devices are used to store large amount of data permanently. So in secondary storage device we can store a large amount of data and permanently. So this is the storage unit. So the first device we are going to see is that is hard disk. So it stores information on one or more circular platers or disk which are continually spinning. So actually here how the informations are stored here means we have a circular platers. Actually here we have a disk. In the disk how the data will be stored means that is in the form of circular platers. Okay, so how means the little dots it will create whenever we are writing the data on the disk. You can see the small dot. So like this it's continually spinning the disk and it will store the data. These rotating disks are coated with a magnetic material and stacked with space between them. So here the disk is coated with the magnetic material, and each data that is stacked or arranged in a manner, and it will give some space between the data. Okay, and the next one, information is recorded on the surface of the rotating disk by magnetic heads as tiny magnetic spots. So actually here we have a magnetic heads. With the help of these heads only we can write the data on the disk. So once we done that writing, how we can see means we can see the tiny magnetic spots on the disk. So that is writing. Okay, so you can see the disk how it is working means. So this is a spinning disk. You can see that white color is the disk, and it is coated with the electrical magnetic and here you can see the blue color, that is the data stored on the disk, and it is stacked. Okay, and here you can see spindle means it will spinning, it will rotate the disk, and you can see the disk, and that blue color is the saved file. And here we have a actuator. This is a base actuator, and that actuator is on. In the tip of the arm you can see the needle. That needle will read or write the content on the disk. So it is working like this only, and it is attached with the different ports, that is a power port, data cable port, and drive configuration ports. Like this we can have a ports. And next one we are going to talk, that is a compact disc, that is very familiar with us, that is CD. So these are optical media. Okay, why we are saying this is optical media? So all the CD, DVD that have a illusion like something metallic vision on that, so that is made up of only optical only. Okay, the CDs are relatively cheap and have a storage capacity up to 700 MB. Actually the CD is very cheap. We can give 15 rupees and we can buy the CD, and this storage capacity is very less comparing to other storage devices. It can store up to 700 MB only. Now next one is the DVD, digital video disc. Okay, so it is an optical storage device. It is also look like a CD. So yes, CD only. So how the CD is made up of? The same thing. This DVD also made up of optical. Okay, and that look like the same as compact disc, but it is able to hold about 15 times as much information and transfer it to the computer about 20 times as fast as CD-ROM. So it is very faster than CD-ROM, and 20 times fast we can store the data, and 50 times as much information we can store in the DVD. Okay, and also it is called super density disk, that is ST. ST means super density. So DVD is also called the super density disk, can hold up to 17 gigabytes of data or 4 hours of movie on its sides. Okay, so we can store 4 hours of movies on the disk. Now flash memory. It is a small one, an ultra portable storage device with a solid state memory. No moving parts. Here we can't see any moving part. In hard disk we can see the spinning, spindle, everything we have. But this flash memory has nothing moving parts here. But it is very small and it is the ultra portable storage device with a solid state memory. Okay, it works in a similar way to RAM. So how the RAM is working, the same way the flash memory also working here. The key difference is the data is retained in flash memory, but in RAM the data will be erased, but in the flash memory the data will be stored, okay, permanent, even when the power is turned off or switched off. So this is the difference between flash memory and then RAM. Now next one about flash memory. It is inexpensive because it is very cheap only, and size is 256 MB to 128 GB. Now next one is a Blu-ray disc. It is also known as Blu-ray or BD. Like it's look like DVD or CD, and size up to 128 gigabyte. So it has more storage spaces. Okay, next one. So these are the CD, DVD and Blu-ray. Okay, next one, system bus. Now we are going to talk about the bus. First we are going to talk about system bus. Okay, it is an electronic pathway composed of connecting cables and that connects the major components of a computer system. Actually how the system bus will look like means, it is an electronic pathway, how we having the path or route on the road. Okay, so the same way on the motherboard you can see the silver color lines and all. It will connect to the different components or different cables and all. So that lines are known as the electronic pathway that used for composed of connecting cables and that connects the major components of a system. So that is known as the system bus. Okay, you can see the motherboard and you can able to see that lines, and also that is known as the system bus. Sometimes we use the external bus also, that is cable, that also we will use. Through the system bus, data and instructions are passed among the computer system components. So with the help of the system bus only, we can transfer the data as well as the instruction to different components of the computer. The data carrying part of the system bus is called database. So which bus is carrying the data, that bus is known as the database, and which bus is carrying the control to the components of the computer or the system, that is known as the control bus. And next one is the memory bus. So what it will carry mean, it will carry the address of the data, so that is the address bus. And next one is the input output bus. What it will do means, it will carry the input as well as the output to the system. So this is known as the input output bus. So I told you, so this is the picture of the system. As here you can see that green color path, routes, everything, that is the buses. And also you can see the external cables. These cables are also known as the buses only. Okay, we can connect with external components also. Now we are going to talk about the mobile system organization. So what is mean by mobile system organization? I will tell you that mobile system organization, these are tiny computers in your hand. So we have a big system, computer system, that one is a big one. But nowadays we are using mobile phone. That mobile phones are called as tiny computer or small computer. So we can hold it in a hand, so that's why it is the tiny computers, although they have less computing power compared to the bigger version. So comparing to the system, it has the less computing power. They handle diverse type of applications such as, so it is handling different types of application like making call through the radio signal and offering camera utilities and handling touch sensitive screen display, audio video, graphical content, but have little bit battery based power, etc. So this is the mobile system organization. So why we are studying about this mobile system organization means it's both are same only, because computer and mobile system both are same. Okay, there is no difference between this both. So that's why in this lesson we are learning this both. So here you can see this diagram. Here we have an antenna, that is the RF trans receiver. It has a SIM, so without SIM we can make the call. So in this block we have a radio signal management. In the radio signal management we have a trans receiver, that is transmitter as well as the receiver, and also we have a SIM. So next department, that is CPU. In the CPU, what are the components we have means we have a communication processor. So that is a digital signal processor, like MediaTek processor, Snapdragon processor. So like this we have more processor. So that process will be installed in the CPU, and as well as it will be connected with APU and then GPU. APU means application processing unit and GPU means graphic processing unit. So APU, application processing unit, that will take care of all the application. What are the application we have installed in the system, in the computer, in the mobile phone, it will take care of that process and all. And GPU means graphic processing unit. So whenever we are playing the graphic videos, so that will be take care of this one. So like Free Fire, PUBG, that games, and it will support it. Okay, it support that kind of games and next part we are moving to storage. So we can use external storage devices also here, and above that we have a display subsystem. So we know the display subsystem means it has keyboard. That keyboard and display screen both have a touch sensitive interface, and we have a camera unit. You know that so many cameras are there. So this is the image signal processor. That camera also will have a processor, that is a processor like that. It also have. Okay, so these three are dependent. CPU, that APU connect with the display subsystem, and display subsystem with related to the camera unit. Okay, and the next below that we have a power management. You know that we have a battery pack, and then battery management and charger. So with the help of the charger only we can charge the battery, and it has the 100%, and if you want a backup you can get that one. So this is a power management. And next we have a codec. In that we have a mic, how to insert the mic, that hole, and then a speaker hole, everything that will be there. And then a memory part. Here we have in the primary memory we have ROM and then RAM. Okay, so next class we'll see briefly about this mobile system organization. And once again, please subscribe my video and please support me, and please do like and share my videos. Thank you, and we'll meet you in the next video. Thank you so much.